disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me this week, a special guest host. I got Raymond Leonard. What's up, Ray?
How's it going, everyone? How's it going, man?
Good. All right, if this is your first time with us, I want you to know I'm members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Mondays, you got me and Mike, Gene and Mike with Fists, Kicks, and Flicks. Tuesday, CTE, Chris, Carlos, and Travis Experience. Nothing on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can get the inside scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Ray, it's showtime. What's happening, man?
How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. Let me talk to the listeners for 1 second, man. Okay, so most of you guys know that Mike is my podcast partner, but once again, Mike is busy. He is off doing something. Mike got a notice, I guess, in the middle of the night, early Saturday morning, because he texted me about 6:00 Saturday morning and said, "Gene, I ain't gonna be able to do the podcast on Sunday for Monday show. I have to actually jump on the road, and I have to go and help sell 1 million brake pads." He said He said that some factory is getting ready to get shut down, and he had to go and help them out. So he is road tripping around trying to sell 1 million brake pads. Mike, good job. I hope that works out
for you. Pull it for you, Mike. Pull it for you. Pull it for you, baby.
So I didn't want to get Jeff. Jeff has been on the podcast a few times, man. I felt like I was like wearing him out. So I didn't want to ask Jeff to jump back in. And I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, Ray. So let's chop it up some.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Raymond Leonard is a comic book artist. You call yourself a cartoon. You call yourself a comic book artist.
I'm a comic book artist, man. I'm just an artist. I just draw stuff, man. Just doodle and draw. So I take it both ways. I don't
okay. All right. So a storyteller. There you go. So he has actually created a comic book called Agent Solo. And you also got another book, right, called Violet Bird?
Yeah, Violet Bird. That's coming out 2021.
Okay.
And, like I said, I'm not in martial arts like you guys, man. I be seeing your videos, man. You got your son going, man. It's like, man.
Oh, yeah.
This dude is a bad man,
Oh, yeah.
And, it's just exciting. Martial arts always been exciting to me, man. And, like I said, I got a friend. He's the guy who cosplays my Agent Solo cosplay. He's into the martial arts. He does martial arts. He told me some moves, man. I'm not punching somebody in the neck, but but that's a very that's a work on his own, man. That's a lot of art on his own, man.
Yeah, man, a lot of discipline, man. I mean, my family, we deep in it. It's about 7 of us that's black belts, and now my son is coming up, and my stepdaughter, I got her into it also. So we just kind of keep it going. That's what my family does, man. Every now and then you might be walking through a living room or something, and somebody throw a punch or kick at you, and you got to block it as you're going on.
I'll be able to handle your house for Thanksgiving, man. Somebody might, pow, come out. That's how long you been doing that? How long? I mean, when did you start? What age you started?
I actually started. My uncle just texted me a couple weeks ago and told me that I actually started in 1983. Is when I first started. And he took me with him to one of his places where he was teaching at. He was teaching at inside of a daycare center. And he took me there. I didn't really like it because I was only a kid. Everybody else was teenagers and adults. I was like the only little kid. At that time, I was like 6 years old or whatever. So I was the baby. Man. I was the baby there.
Like that's what that just stuck with you? Like, you was really
No.
Like that,
No. I stopped. I stopped after that for a little while. And then he opened up his main school in 88. And that's when me and my brother Travis, we started then, and I was 11 then, and we stuck with it this whole time. So in some
Well,
form of
what was the age
fashion,
when you got real good? What was the age that you got real good? Around 11? Was you like
I don't,
10?
I,
Can
I
you
don't, I
remember?
don't. I don't know, man. No, at 11, I was just starting, and I got my black belt. It took me 3.5 years to get my black belt. So I was 14 when I got my black belt. But man, every time you think that you're good, you always find out there's more to learn.
Well,
So
yeah. Just like
you go
art.
through your beginning. Yeah, exactly. You go through your beginning stage, and you think that okay, I mastered being a white belt. Now you got to be a gold belt. Now you starting all over again, and then you go to purple and green, and you go through all your underbelts, and then you finally make it a black belt. So you always reaching and trying to improve yourself and try and be better than you were last week. So
Okay, yeah. Was you one of them kids that was scared to be messed with at school, man?
nah, man. You know what, man? I wasn't the one that was always in altercations in school. That wasn't me. That was somebody else in my family.
That sound like your brother. That was like your brother.
See, I didn't have to say
that. You had to type. I'm waiting for somebody to mess with me, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
You know what? I
so
was a kid like that when I was in grammar school. You taking me back now because when I was in grade school, it was a kid. He was new, and I tried him. I tried him well. I wasn't never the bully type, but man, they tried to bully this kid. This kid up knowing martial arts, man. He flip flopped with all of them in the playground. Man, the next day when they started to do karate, he was not messing. I wonder what happened to that guy, man. Man, that kid, man, I was like.
yeah. So yeah, man. So I always knew that if I ever did something, outside of the school, unless it was a life or death situation, I knew I was gonna get in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? I tell my kids that now because now I have a school and I teach students, and I always tell the kids and their parents to let their parents know, like okay, if your kid is getting bullied, make sure you get a paper trail. Tell the kids, make sure you tell your teachers, tell the principal if you have to, tell your parents if something is going on, because in the event that you have to defend yourself against another kid, it's a good chance that I tell the parents, like, your kid is in here punching consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month. So their little arms is constantly getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And now, unless the kids that's in their class is also doing that, they are not getting as strong as their kid. This kid is when it comes to punching. So eventually, their kid is going to be able to throw a punch or a kick, and that other kid that they punch or kick is going to be knocked out before they hit the ground. So then they don't have a chance to brace themselves when they hit the ground. So then they can hit the head on the concrete. So I tell them all the time, make sure we get that paper trail before, something happens. And the parents have to be involved.
I want to salute you because, like I said, I see your videos with you training your son and your kids, man. You teaching them discipline. That's what kids need, because, we know we live in different times with bullying now, and you got kids, you got kids killing themselves, man, like, bullying.
Yeah.
But I salute you, brother, because you teaching them, another way that you don't have to do that. You don't have to go that route. You're teaching them about self-defense. You only use this for self-defense when you feel your life is threatened.
Right.
And I just feel like if more kids can get into that, they understand martial arts is just not about beating up on people. It's about, discipline and protecting yourself when you need to. I take my hat off to you, brother.
Thanks a lot, man. So what we're going to do, man, we're going to jump into the movie. We're going to talk about the movie. Talk about Batman. We're talking about Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now,
I got that book also. I got the comic series.
Yeah, you know what? I read the comic books also, but the comic book really wasn't like the movie.
Well, they were when they announced that they was going to make the animated movie, I knew for a fact it was not going to be the exact adaptation of what we had got.
Yeah.
From the book. I already knew they was going to water it down because, one, what they marketed to. Well, there are those grown folks going by, but they really want to market to the kids. You see what I'm saying?
You know what's funny too, man? This movie, I just rewatched it again, and one of the things I was thinking was, this is not a kids movie. This is not for kids. I mean, there's some actual violence in this movie.
Yeah, it was, but but that kid ain't gonna catch on to all that.
No. Well, I'm talking about the part where Shredder threw a ninja star at one of his foot soldiers, and it hit him in the head, and blood came out. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Shit. This.
Man, look, I looked at a lot of my. See, I have nieces and nephews, and I look at a lot of stuff with them. They don't catch all stuff that me and you will catch. They just go off just You know, because
They just watching
they
it.
just know of the characters. They just
Hmm.
see they interact with the character. They don't interact like what we interact with. Like, damn, he just cut that man. You
Right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
So when the book first came out, I thought, well, this is just ridiculous. Like, how can the Turtles and Batman? Number one, Batman is DC, and Turtles, I don't know. I never even knew what they were at that time when the book first came out. I was a little skeptical about reading it. I thought it was just gonna be dumb, but when I read it, man, I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised when I read the book.
Well, you can't go wrong with it because you know they did it. I don't know if you collected the Image Comics where they met Savage Dragon, and I don't know if you got that book.
No, I
Yeah,
never saw it.
they did. They met with Savage Dragon. That was a good one. It's all about how you market the characters. I mean, they're easy to market with anyone. Just make it fun and readable. I mean, that's how good they are. You know,
So DC and Marvel have crossed over a few times, when it comes to comic books.
yeah.
And I'm quite sure there have been some other comic book crossovers also, different
Well,
companies.
you see that. I don't know if you got that Superman and Batman. I mean, it was Spider-Man versus Superman. I don't know if you got that book back in the day.
Back in the day, like in the early 90s, I had, you know what, man?
That was like in the 80s.
I lost a lot of comic books. We had a couple of floods here in Michigan, and I lost a lot of comics that were at my mom's house. In the big,
bro.
man, it hurts.
I know, man. Trust me,
Different
brother.
colors I had.
Trust me, brother. I know, man. Because I lost a lot of stuff in my life. Like I said, I just got my friend, the one I just told you do the martial arts. He got the Ninja Turtles 1988 pack series, and I was looking for that toy figures, and he.
Oh wow, the original ones.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you seen them. I posted on my Facebook wall. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, I'm a big Turtle fan, man. I got the books. So,
I started thinking that. That's why I reached out to you because I was thinking that. But my question is this the first time that something has crossed over? Two different brands have crossed over for television or movies?
What? Okay, for the TV, for cartoon, yeah, that's the first time they ever did this. But other brands like Predator versus Batman, that stuff been going on.
Okay.
Yeah, been going. I mean, you know me, man. I post it for you. You can read up.
Right.
I do the YouTube. I got my own YouTube show and all that. I can. You can enjoy it because it's been done. It's just that it never been done on this type of level when they made a cartoon. See what I'm saying? They made a cartoon out of this stuff. So
they
never been done like that. But they've been crossing brands. Try getting people entertained, getting them what they want. So you'll be seeing more stuff like that. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, because they did they have a couple different books? Because I know they did the first series, but didn't they have a sequel where the Turtles and Batman met up again?
I think they did. I have to check out because I think around that time when they did that one, I brought it. Then after that, sometimes you fade away from certain stuff. You come back on because I haven't really been collecting a lot of books lately, except something that's interesting to me. But I think they did. But I'm not quite sure, but I know they did a lot of crossover Ninja Turtles, though, man. I mean, that Savage Dragon Ninja Turtles was a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, looking at the quarter bin, you're fighting the quarter bin.
All right, so let's get into it. So the movie starts off. We see Barbara Gordon. She is getting a tour of Powers Industrial, and I didn't even know that was supposed to be Barbara at first. I was thinking that was April.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah. Let me ask you something about Barbara Gordon. For those who don't know, Barbara Gordon, she is actually Batgirl. That's her her superhero alias. She's Batgirl. I never ever looked at Batgirl like a sidekick. I never looked at her like Robin.
I always looked at Batgirl, like I said, when I was reading her. She always had to have a solo character on her own.
Right.
Like she didn't want to follow Batman's rules. She's pretty much the first Nightwing if you look at it. Mm-hmm. She's just Batgirl.
Yeah, exactly. so she's in Powers Industrial, and then the Foot Clan come in. They're going to steal this machine, and then the Turtles also come in, and they ended up. I don't want to say saved her, but that's pretty much what they did. They fought off the Foot Clan, and they
fought the crew. Foot Clan doing that, and they tried. They weren't really. They didn't want her to get hurt. So they didn't really know
Right.
who she was. This is how you start. You develop the interest of these characters from both universes. They didn't know what she was. She didn't know what they was.
Right.
But it was. I like how they did it though.
Now in the comic book, they came over from a different dimension, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now in this movie, that was not the case.
No, that wasn't the case. They changed it.
Yeah.
They made
Yeah.
Batman kind of like coming to New York City. They made like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Interacted with Gotham City, so they pretty much
they followed
Shredder.
Yeah, they followed Shredder and the Foot Clan to Gotham City.
Exactly.
For some reason, I don't think they explained really why they followed them or how they knew what they were doing. Did they?
They did it. They did it like in the middle. It was like the middle of that cartoon series. They explained to what they was doing because Shredder, he was already. Shredder discovered, when they fought Batman. See what I'm saying? He was already, he always stalking them. But then he said Batman. That's when Batman had that fight. That was a good fight, man.
That was one of the best animated fights that I ever got to. We're going to get to there in 1 second. So, Barbara, she sees the turtle. She goes back and she tells Batman that there were lizard guys. And he looks at the screen and he decides that he's going to figure out who these things are, who they are. Also, did you see what he was drinking? He had a cup. He had a Superman mug. He had a Superman mug that he was drinking out of. I popped for that when I had seen that. So now he's figured out, okay, so all of these different attacks have been at high tech industrial place, and he assumes that Wayne Industries is going to be next. And so he decides to he's going to prevent what's going to happen, pretty much.
Yeah, he pretty much used his Wayne's technology to really track them.
Right.
To the Batcave. Well, he used Batcave too, but he's really using his resource to his company because he didn't know who they was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, remember that. So Wayne's Industry, they got how he had a detective. He had like all the sewers and all that stuff. He had all that stuff already. I gotta put this. He had everything wired so he could see everything.
Right. So when he was looking at the.
That's what I like. He kept a lot of, he kept cameras on everything, man.
Yeah, and he was looking. That's exactly what he was doing. He was looking at his security footage, and he saw that they were ninjas.
Yep. Exactly.
Now he was actually looking at the Foot Clan, and he realized that this was an old art of martial arts that he was seeing from them. So he decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Wayne Industries and just hang out and see what happens. Now, at the same time, the Turtles also there. They figured out that the next place that was probably going to get hit was Wayne Industries also, and they go there also. And then they're on the roof with Penguin. That was a funny scene between Michelangelo and Penguin because Michelangelo was so because Michelangelo.
I had to give it to him right there. They did that one good.
Yeah, he was just infatuated with the Penguin's umbrella, being able to shoot and become a sword, and then it turned into a helicopter for him, and Michelangelo was just pretty much blown away, and he loved.
It was the old school Penguin because you never see the people doing that no more in the comics, like with the umbrella, getting away with the umbrella, turning into a helicopter.
Yeah,
that's why I said they really still kept it. They still gave that fun, they still gave it that fun,
right?
Right. For real, man, with the helicopter. I was surprised they did that, though. I'm like, that wasn't in the book.
that was exactly from that was like from the old 1960 66 Batman.
The old Batman 60 cartoons.
Yeah.
Man. I'll be watching that, man, with popcorn, bro.
It's funny you said that, man. It's funny you said it because I saw that you mentioned that on Facebook, and I went and downloaded that, and I saw I've been watching Beast Wars. I've been watching Beast Wars all week.
Make you a child, though, right? Make you want to be a kid again, right? Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
You be all into with the cereal. Man, oh, man. You can't even get me off that thing, man. My girl, she be trying to get me off of it, man. I love that stuff, man. I love it all, bro.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's called 2B TV, and it has a bunch of old. It's similar to Pluto TV, so it has a bunch of old television shows and cartoons, movies, a bunch of different stuff. It even has a martial arts channel. I saw that with a bunch of martial arts movies, and I said I'm gonna have to tell Mike about this. So
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
is going to have to, so we can start picking our
American
movies
Ninja?
from there.
Dude, they got American Ninja on there, man.
I never seen that movie, man. I never seen that movie. No,
You
that's
don't see American Ninja?
that's another thing. A lot of the fellas on the network always
man,
tell
come
me and
on,
my
bro.
brother. A lot of the people on the network, see, that's just it. A lot of people were influenced by different movies and TV shows in order to get into martial arts. Me and my brother had our family that influenced us. So I never watched none of the old kung fu stuff growing up. I never watched any of the martial arts movies, none of that stuff. So that's why I actually wanted to do the podcast, because I was going to force myself to watch these movies. And a lot of the movies, me and Mike have some fun with and kind of kill them, but it's all in fun, So anyway, back to the movie. So Batman, he's inside of Wayne Industries. And he sees the Foot Clan. He's beating the Foot Clan members up. He grabs one. He decides to talk to him. And Batman is asking about the Turtles. And that's when Shredder throws that ninja star and hits that Foot Clan guy in the head and kills him.
Yeah.
And then that's when he jumps down and he pretty much beat up Batman. I mean, they were going back and forth, but he ultimately won that fight.
Yeah, Shredder, man. You know what? One thing about Shredder, I said they always let you win them fights. But that's how good he is, though. Only one that only get down with him is Master Splinter.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the cartoon that was out when we were coming up, in the 80s cartoon, Shredder was kind of a bumbling fool. Like he was never really taken too seriously.
Well, they made the ones we grew up with in '88, they made him like a clown.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
But see, I got the old Ninja Turtle books. He was a killer, man. That dude was crazy. Now, it was another one that came out, I think in 92, around 200, the 200s. I'm sorry. They made him serious. He was serious in that one, man.
Well, you know what? They made him serious in the 1990 movie. And he wasn't nobody to play with in the 1990 movie. And that's actually was supposed to be me and Mike's review. I got a whole bunch of notes. When Mike comes back, we got to do that movie. Mike, I'm going to force you to do the Turtles movie when you come back, man, because I wrote all these notes. So yeah, man. So I was like, okay, so honestly, you've never really seen the Turtles one-on-one beat up Shredder. That hasn't happened because they got beat up in the movie. If it wasn't for Splinter, they would have lost.
Leonardo, I can say Leonardo was second to Splinter because he always took it seriously.
Yeah,
but he let his temper get to him.
Right.
I like this characteristics they got because you got one brother, he was real serious. The other one is smart. The other one more hood. And you got the other one, he just he more like a class, the clown. But so I don't want to get off topic here, but we'll talk about the Ronin.
Man.
After we talk about this, so you need to get that book.
Yeah, I read a little summary of it. I was surprised. I read a little summary about it.
Yeah.
But and it kind of messed me up when the 90s movie came out that Raphael was hood, because Raphael was always cracking jokes. Not as much as Michelangelo, but he was kind of, he always had something to say about something. He was not thugged out in the 80s cartoon. Ever since the 90s.
What happened was, like, I always thought it really plays out, like, because, this is how you really get your stuff built, you doing character development, because nobody really knew how to write these characters, you see what I'm saying? But the creators, when you have other creative minds coming in, they start developing your character for you sometimes. Sometimes it needs that. So when they did that, they kind of pretty much fitted him, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And it stuck.
Yeah, it stuck, because they started making him like that. Even in the new ones they did with, Michael Bay.
Yeah.
They made him hood. Because it fitted his image.
Yeah,
So that's how you do a character development, like with Deadpool. They started letting other writers write him. They made, they got him that ambush bug type of vibe. And, he became, this Deadpool that we all know. See what I'm saying? That's how you do character development when you have other creators coming in, write this character. You know what I'm saying? But they did a good job with him.
Yeah. So Shredder and Batman have this fight. And they're going back and forth. They're getting some good blows. I mean, I like the the choreography. I don't know who did this or who set, made them fight like this, but it was good. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a lot better than any Dragon Ball Z fight that I've ever seen.
You like I liked the Robin fight.
Robin and who? Batman or Robin and
Turtles?
Turtles? Yeah, I mean, it was cute. but this, I was just all into this one. The Batman and Shredder. And eventually Batman knocks Shredder over this he's like on a platform and he knocks him over, and Batman is standing above him and he's gonna jump off. He jumps and then Shredder just hits him with his two fists right in the chest and sends Batman right back up.
Though. That's like a real martial arts move there, though.
Yeah, he sent him right back up, and Batman was down. He was through.
Yep. Batman know what he's dealing with, man. He's like, man, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like how they had the whole thing set up, though. I'm like, man, he gave Batman them hands, but Batman,
he did.
He wasn't going down, though, boy. Mm-hmm. Batman was toe to toe with him, but he ain't never wishing it like that, man. He was like, man, what I'm dealing with here.
So then, after Batman gets up, he goes outside. He sees the Turtles, and the Turtles also see him. Now, the Turtles actually were standing there, and they saw the Batmobile after the Penguin left, and they were just shocked when they saw the Batmobile. You know, they were in love when they saw the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And then Batman and the Turtles fight, and Batman easily beats and defeats the Turtles. And I was thinking, like, man, so. Like, really, like, are the Turtles only good for beating up the foot soldiers? Like, I don't think the Turtles could have beat Shredder.
They still young. That's what they call them teenagers. They're still young.
Exactly.
They still have that. It's like Spider-Man. They don't really want Spider-Man to grow up, right? They want him to still be a kid.
I don't like that.
It's like Peter Pan, bro. It's like Peter Pan. So, they don't want, they still teenagers, and they still gonna make mistakes. They're not perfect. That's the whole thing about the Turtles is that they're not perfect like everybody think they are, but they still heroes. But they,
right?
Be counted for. But this, I like how they kept it because they kept it kind of real. Because Batman was still that main guy of the show. You know what I'm saying? They kept it Batman. They made sure they kept it Batman.
Yep.
Versus really Shredder.
Right.
And that fight was a good fight, man. I mean, that was a good fight. I love that fight.
Yeah. So make sure you guys watch
please
watch the movie and watch that fight. You guys will like that. It's a good fight.
Real decent fight.
So after the Turtles and Batman fight, the Turtles get their butt kicked, and Donatello makes the decision for them to get out of here and regroup somewhere else, and they take off and they leave. I'm gonna fast forward ahead a little bit. Donatello eventually figures out where Batman is. He looks at all of the different sightings of Batman and kind of configures where he is originating from. So where's the cave? So he ends up finding the cave, and the Turtles actually go to the Batcave. Now Batman wasn't there. Robin was there.
He was
right.
There. I like that scene. I love that scene, man. It was a fun scene because Robin being Robin. Well, we're gonna call him a jackass Robin because he's really a jackass in this.
Okay, so the Robin we're talking about, this is actually Damian Wayne.
Yeah, that's his son.
So this is his son. I haven't read a Batman comic in maybe about a year or so. So I don't know if is he still the current Robin?
I read the first. I got the first issue when they made him his son Damian. And he was a jerk, man. He is. I like, damn, Batman, you made me not want to have no kids, bro.
The Turtles are calling him a kid. You know what I found interesting? The Turtles were calling him a kid, and the Turtles are like 15 and 16, and Robin is 13. So they're only a couple years older than Robin. Another thing, Robin actually had been staking out on doing his own mission, and earlier in that night, Robin actually found out who Shredder's partner is. Shredder has a partner in Gotham City, and his partner is Ra's al Ghul. Man, when I saw that, I'm like, man, those are two bad dudes to be teaming up, especially that's martial artists together.
Ra's al Ghul is that dude, man. He that dude. He not really that easy to beat. He's almost like an immortal.
Mm-hmm.
He did
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
definitely. Now let me ask you something.
He's like a easy beat.
When I was watching, I said I got to make sure I ask Raymond this because I know that you have deep knowledge when it comes to comic books,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure, man.
Why does every time that I see Ra's al Ghul, his main purpose is to destroy Gotham City, and he wants to rebuild it for some reason. He wants to kill everybody that's there and rebuild it. Why is that his mission?
Well, he feels like he goes back to the land of the white man taking over. You know how they take over India, the Indians and all that. So his philosophy is that you have your government who's taking over a country but not doing anything for the people, and he feels like he could do better.
Okay,
And
so
therefore he wants to image it in his world what he wants.
Okay,
so he wants to pretty much. I mean, he can if he wanted to, but it's always Batman that's stopping this crazy father-in-law
right?
From doing this. So his whole thing was to paint the United States as his image.
Right. Okay.
Therefore,
he wants to start with Gotham, and
he wants to start with Gotham to make start the ground with Gotham, and Batman always got to stop him or whatever. But yeah, that's his whole plan was to re-image the entire United States soil into his own image of what he wants it to be.
Okay.
It's more like terrorism, terrorism. But one thing about him is when he get injured or whatever, he goes to the pool.
Right.
And reborn himself and all that stuff. That's
right.
when he's immortal.
And also, for those who don't know, Damian Wayne, who is the Robin in this movie, is also the grandson of Ra's al Ghul. Now, they didn't even bring that up really in this movie. But I knew that, going into it.
Yeah. The thing was, like I said, they did a lot of watering down. They did a lot of, how they did this was they pretty much they just wanted to give you more of a Batman and the Turtles and the Shredder. They didn't want to put everything together because it would have been too messy. So they made it kind of clear, and they kept it clear that, hey, this was the Batman villain, Ra's al Ghul, this is Shredder, you know him, you know what I'm saying? Peanut butter and jelly,
Right. Right.
They didn't want to confuse no one.
Right. So basically, let's get to what the purpose of Shredder and Ra's al Ghul working together. So basically, Ra's al Ghul wants the mutagen, which created the Turtles, and he wants that from Shredder. And he's going to take that. He's going to take the mutagen, and he's also going to take the chemicals that the Joker uses to make his laughing gas, and he's going to combine these things together. And he wants to send this up into the cloud and have it rain down on everyone in Gotham and turn them into mutant laughing things. Basically, people are going to mutate.
He wanted to mutate all Americans. This is the crazy mind of Ra's al Ghul. He's a terrorist. He wanted to mutate because he always wanted to do this. He always wanted to do something to kill us. He wanted to mutate the entire population of American people and make them into like these, like slave-minded mutant freaks that he could control. He wanted that, and like I said, he almost about to get away with it, but Batman is always there to end all this craziness.
Right.
He does,
And then the Turtles, not the Turtles, Shredder, in exchange for giving him the mutagen, what he wanted in return was access to the Lazarus pit because he wants to make himself immortal also, just like Ra's al Ghul. So, he does not want to die.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be a fair exchange between them two.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But Shredder, how they got him now, they got him pretty much immortal. He can't really die any old way. So,
they changed him in the comic?
Yeah, it's like how they got this story.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they watered down a lot of stuff, man. They took a lot of stuff out of this. But I understand they made it fun. They just wanted to make it interesting. But Shredder, he's pretty much immortal himself because that dude don't never die, man. That man is...
Okay, I didn't know that. I haven't read a Turtles book in a long... I think the last time I read a Turtles book was...
Yeah, he got trapped in Dimension X. And they had the aliens in Dimension X transformed him to some. I forgot how it went, but they made him into a mortal. He's like a mortal alien, this evil alien, being that's inside of him. So he made him immortal. But I don't know if they kept with that story. I think they kind of trashed that, but they still kept some of the aspects with him that made him kind of like immortal, like this immortal villain.
Okay. So basically what they're going to, in order for Ra's al Ghul to put his plan in action, he has to get these different pieces of machine technology, and he's going to put them together. And then he's going to put both the Joker's chemicals and the mutagen in this machine, and then send this machine up into the sky so it can cause the clouds to rain. Now, this chemical on everybody. So that's his purpose. So that's why he was going around to all of these different industrial places and stealing pieces of equipment.
They're pretty much using the G.I. Joe method. You ever seen G.I. Joe 80s cartoon?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Cobra wanted to do with the satellite. Remember when they wanted the pilots to come on Earth?
Man, you talking about for the movie? G.I. Joe the movie?
The cartoon. Remember the animated cartoon movie?
No, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The animated movie.
Yeah, they pretty much got that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Those spores. They had those spores, and they were trying to.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Now let's go back to the Turtles. So they're in the Batcave, and then they run into Robin, and Robin is defending his home.
Yeah. Damien wasn't going. Damien was not going. That's what the guy. They can't catch some stuff real enough, but Damien wasn't going.
Yeah. So he's fighting with them. And then eventually Michelangelo just jumps into his shield and he just lays on top of Damien. And then that's when Batman and Batgirl come into the cave. And they're like, how'd you find us? And then Donatello told him how he found them. Pretty much Batman has an area that was not secure.
Well, that's when he learned that Donatello was smart like him.
Right.
He learned that he's like, okay, they got a smart guy on their team.
Mm-hmm.
It was man. You couldn't knock that stuff, man. That's how fun it was. I like how, like I said, they had it. They kept it even.
Mm-hmm.
But that fight with him and Batman, but I also like the Turtles and Batman because man, he gave Raphael the works.
yeah, that was a good fight between the Turtles and Batman. But you could tell when they were doing that fight, Batman was not trying to hurt the Turtles. He was trying to figure out their moves and how they fought. Because then he even found out during that fight that when they left, he ended up finding out that they were ninjas because I think Donatello said ninja vanished or something to that effect when they disappeared when they left.
Right.
So now Shredder and the Joker, they decide that they're going to go to Arkham, and they go to Arkham because they needed the chemicals, they needed the formula from the Joker. So they ended up going through and just killing all of these security guards.
That scene tripped me. I couldn't believe they did that scene, man.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
hey, man, I was like, this is not for kids. When I was watching, I'm like, these people were getting killed.
I can't believe they went with that one. I'm like,
yeah.
Wow. But it was, man, but you can't knock it because that scene was just cold-blooded, man.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
And then we see the other members of that who are other criminals that are in Arkham. So we see Two-Face, we see Scarecrow, we see Poison Ivy, we see Harley Quinn, and of course we get to Joker, and we see Mr. Freeze also. And Joker somehow he swallowed the formula, and somehow didn't digest it or whatever.
Yeah, he didn't digest it. He already cycled with it.
Yeah,
I like how they did all that.
Yeah, so they go in, they break him out, and he gives them the formula, and what he wants in return was a little bit of mutagen for himself, and he ends up taking the mutagen and putting it in the sprinkler system inside of Arkham, and it changed all of the villains in Arkham. They end up becoming mutants. Now Batman and the Turtles, they ended up going to Arkham also. I forgot how they knew what was going on at Arkham. I know they went to go see Commissioner Gordon, and they were on the rooftop talking to Commissioner Gordon. Did he tell them that something was going on at Arkham, or?
Yeah, he already let them know. And when they was at Arkham, remember when he talked to Commissioner Gordon?
Mm-hmm.
He already let him know what was going on.
Okay.
He already let him know. Like, hey, this is going down. You get down there. He already let him know ahead of time.
So they ended up going to Arkham, and when they get to Arkham, they all split up and they all go their separate ways. They don't know what they're walking into. They don't know what they're looking for. But they end up running into all of the different the different villains, and they ended up fighting the villains. And they ended up fighting Joker also. He even mutated himself into a cobra.
Yeah, they got real crazy with after that. I was like, what's going on here? That's what they, like I said, I understand what they was going. I understand what they was trying to do.
So you like me? You like the comic book a lot better than the movie?
Yeah, I like like I said, I liked the book better because it made more sense. But like I said, I know when they finna do this cartoon, you also gotta think they're finna do some crazy, man. So you're not gonna be agreeing with. You already knew they finna get crazy with this cartoon.
Yeah,
because they still wanted to project it towards kids some type of way. I don't know why, but they still want to try to make it projected towards kids, which they did do that. But they had they brought out a Batman and a Ninja Turtle. They did a couple of merchandise. They merchandise for that stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. If they
right,
why they had all
I
of
knew
that.
that they was going with this. I knew exactly. But I was like, man, they had blood in here though, bro. They had
they did.
Start going to a man's head.
So then so they ended up fighting all the different villains, and people got hurt. Batman got hurt in this because he actually got stuck and got mutated into a man bat.
They made him to man bat.
Yeah. So they eventually had Donatello and Batgirl when they were at the Batcave. They actually came up with a formula to they knew the plan, what Shredder and Ra's al Ghul were going to do. So they ended up coming up with anti-mutagen. So in case somebody got infected, you had 12 hours. They had 12 hours to give them the antidote to bring them back.
What you think about it? If you look at it, they'll give you a picture of what would have done if Ra's al Ghul got that. I mean, if he would have got his wish. They gave you that. They showed you Batman turned to a man bat. They showed you right there how his world would have been, which would have been hell on earth.
Because the Joker turned into a cobra. Yeah. I think Mr. Freeze was a polar bear. Two-Face, he had two heads. I don't know what they were, like a jackal and a wolf or something like that.
Jackal and a wolf.
Yeah, Harley Quinn was something like a dog or something. I don't know.
Harley Quinn was a hyena.
Hyena, okay. I don't remember what Poison Ivy was, but they all were something.
Damn, man, you got my head spinning right now. I thought I remember some of the stuff. I forgot what she turned it to. Was it a plant or something? I can't remember.
Okay,
but they gave you. Honestly, I don't know if you watched the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles.
Depending on what year, I saw some of the earlier ones, like around.
Okay, you know how they got them. Okay, you know how they got him looking in his Batman cartoon. Mm-hmm. They had a 3D animation like type cartoon series that had Eddie Murphy voicing by Baxter Stockman. At the time.
I didn't know.
yeah, that was a good one. You check it out, it's a good series. I can give you what it was on your wall. But they did that in that series when they showing how when a nutrient get on someone, mm-hmm. it turns them to what type of characteristics they get. So that's what they took that
and put it in
that cartoon, and it was giving you and Batman was to get that mutant on him. What would he be? And they gave you that.
Okay.
So they ended up from other shows and all that, and it's added to this.
I got you. So they eventually ended up getting they ended up defeating all of those guys. They ended up defeating them. Now Shredder and Ra's al Ghul were not there when all of this was going on. Right. So they ended up giving Batman the anti-mutagen and returning him back to himself. And they ended up going back to the Batcave and hooking him up and letting him rest while they try to figure out what they were going to do next. But when Batman got up, he told them to leave. He said, because I got hurt. Y'all can go back to New York.
Actually, he was tired, man. He wasn't there for all that was going on, man. He was like, man, what I got myself into,
Right. So he was just going to go figure out and finish Shredder and Ra's al Ghul on his own. And Raphael stepped up and had some advice for him and talked them into letting them stay and help him out. Now Shredder actually ended up getting that third piece of equipment that he needed, well, Ra's al Ghul needed, because from the Penguin. So Batman moved the equipment from Wayne Enterprises. He ends up moving it somewhere else that was out of town. Well, Penguin still finds out about this, and he hijacks it, and he gets the equipment, and he brings it back and gives it to Shredder and Ra's al Ghul. So now they have the pieces of equipment that they need to make this little weather device to send it up into the sky. So the Turtles and Batman, they decide that, okay, we're going to go ahead and, bring it down before it gets lifted off. But also, they also figured out where Ra's al Ghul and Shredder were going to go to put together the Joker's chemicals, and it was at Ace's Chemicals, where he was created.
The guy turned into the Joker.
Right, exactly. So they ended up going there, and that's where everybody was. And then they had another fight. The Turtles fought Ra's al Ghul, and then Batman wanted his rematch with Shredder.
Yeah, he got the rematch. He won that rematch.
Yeah, he did.
It was really the real task right there, man. But like I said, they gave us everything that
they gave us something gruesome too. Because did you see Ra's al Ghul broke Donatello's arm?
Yeah, he broke his arm.
Oh my God! So I was like, damn. He broke his arm. Yeah, he was hurt.
Batman's stepdad, what they would have called
father-in-law.
That man ain't had no love, man. I mean, Ra's al Ghul's very powerful man. Did what they portrayed him in the cartoon. He's very dangerous.
Yeah,
and, he can't be killed. Like I said.
Yeah. So they ended up beating him. He ends up hurting Donatello and knocking him over off of this high platform. Donatello ends up getting on the machine, and Michelangelo sees him, and he jumps on the machine also, and the machine starts lifting up and going up into the sky. And then while that was going on, Leonardo was still fighting Ra's al Ghul, and then Shredder was fighting Shredder. They end up both winning their fights.
Yeah.
They actually end up knocking Shredder. Batman knocks him over into the some chemicals.
The chemicals, yeah.
Yeah.
And but you know what they did? See, what they did was they tried to make Shredder. They really wanted to keep this going. There really supposed to be a part 2 to that. But
I was wondering how it ended. Yeah.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a part 2. I don't know if it was still in there because it was talks before the pandemic hit. And they was talking about doing it. I don't know if the deals went through because, since DC going through this transformation with AT&T buying them now, and so I think a lot of stuff done just got canned, man. I think because they fired a lot of people. So
I saw that.
Yeah, I think they just went on the candy because there's supposed to be a sequel to that.
So as the machine is going up into the sky, Donatello and Michelangelo are up there. Donatello can't really do anything because he has one arm. He's holding on with his other arm, and he tells Michelangelo just to hit every button, and Michelangelo starts hitting all of the buttons, and it ends up exploding, and they end up jumping off, and they ended up landing on one of those hot air balloons that's always floating around Gotham. And Michelangelo, not hot air balloon, but a blimp. And Michelangelo even asked, why are so many blimps in the sky in Gotham City? That was a little inside joke where if you ever seen, Batman cartoons, you always see those blimps. Yeah.
Blimps in the sky.
The
type of blimps. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So they of course they end up winning. They end up going back to the Batcave. They're all celebrating. They're all happy. They're getting ready to go back to New York. Batman stops them, gives them some pizza, and he kind of, gives Robin some also. And he looked like he just kind of loosened up a little bit and stopped being so
he knew that
uptight.
They were really the enemy.
Right, exactly.
The enemy that they meant well. They were just a bunch of teenage turtles.
Right, they're kids.
He realized that. He's like, okay.
And that's all he really hangs out with is kids also.
Yeah. Batman love the kids.
Yeah. And like you were saying, if you watch it, there is a post-credit scene, and you see. I don't even want to give it away, but we
won't spoil it. We won't want to spoil it.
Yeah, so
just watch the end credits.
Yeah, watch the end credits. And you'll see something else. Why we said that there was supposed to be a sequel to
Yeah.
this movie. But I still like the movie, man. I would give this movie a B minus.
B
You know,
minus.
I'll give it B minus.
I give it. I give it 8 buckets of big butter popcorn.
See, see, that's your thing, man. That's your thing. Every time a movie come out, I always see you say that you're going to watch it with a big bucket of popcorn.
Yeah,
Every
man.
time. That's your thing.
That's my motto, bro.
All right,
Good cartoon. I recommend people to see it. If you got kids,
yeah, you guys will like it.
You know,
I wouldn't
if you got kids, I mean, if you I'm not trying to tell you what to do with the kids. But I'm saying, if you don't mind them seeing some little gore and action and breaking arms and blood. You can watch with your kids, but like I said, it's still kind of adult. It's still kind of on the adult side.
Yeah, but, so if because a lot of kids listen to our network. We got a lot of martial arts kids. And the parents also. So if you watch the movie, I mean, I would suggest you watch the movie with them in case you might have to put your hands down over their eyes a little bit for a couple of things, or
please.
And watch the ratings. But it's it's up to you guys. All right, let's talk about something else, man.
Cool.
I want to talk about this. Talk about Agent Solo.
You got the book?
Yeah, I got Agent Solo, man. I had it when you first came out, man.
Thanks, man.
So, no problem, man. So this is your book, Agent Solo. I want to talk about this a little bit. So, like I said, people, Raymond is a cartoon artist, but you also created this.
Yeah,
but
I didn't color it. I got colors and all. I did all the other back stuff. I drew it though. I created it, drew it.
Okay, so one of the things that piqued my curiosity when I was reading the credits, you created the plot. But you didn't write the book.
I just did the plot, and what I did was I did the plot. The story's already in my head, so what I did was I was like, I need a good writer to make this even more better.
Okay.
So I reached out to one of my writing buddies on Facebook, and I told him, I said, man, I want you to write my book.
Okay.
Said, okay, cool. So I gave him the plot. I said, this is what I want. I'm gonna give you free range to do whatever. We're gonna go back and forth. If I don't agree on something, I can just change it. And he read out the script. And I read it. I said, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this." He really delivered what I was looking for, and we just been best friends ever since. He wrote the last 4 books for me, and it was just a blast. So I can't wait to everybody get the last 2 issues of it. It's a blast.
So you just put out another Indiegogo for
the second book.
For the second book, is that still going?
Yeah, people still can get it. I mean, it's over, but you still can get one. All you gotta do is go to the man store, type Agent Solo, City Under Siege, and they come up. You'll see it because it say book 2. You'll see it.
Okay.
And people still can get it. We had Ron Lightfield. My buddy Ron Lightfield came through. He did a special variant cover for me.
Did you say Rob Liefeld?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see it on there?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. That's why I was like, wait a minute, did he just say Rob Liefeld? Okay. I gotta ask you something.
Me and Rob best friends.
I see that, my question for you about Rob Liefeld. You have stood up for him a lot of times when people have criticized his work, and you stood up for him. What made you do that?
Because I feel like we are creators. We're like a family and stuff. And this guy came in the industry and he broke grounds. He broke grounds for people like.
Hold on one second. For those of you guys who don't listening, who are not in the comics, Rob Liefeld is the creator of Deadpool. He created Deadpool. He created Cable. And, he helped revamp the New Mutants and took them from New Mutants to X-Force. And also one of the founders of Image Comics. So you get somebody who has been very influential in the comic book industry and in pop culture now when it comes to these comic book characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like a lot of his work when I was a kid, man. Like we're close to the same age. I'm 44, so
44?
I'm 44.
You're what? 2 years older than me. I'm gonna be 42 January 2nd.
Okay, so we're around the same. We grew up around the same time.
Yeah.
And
baby.
I was a big fan of all those guys, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, all of those guys.
All
when they
great guys, man.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld.
I haven't met Todd. I haven't met Jim Lee yet. I met everyone else that you see. I took pictures with on my wall. I met them. Them guys are good guys, man. They're good people.
So when you created I'm gonna pull it back to Rob Liefeld. Mm-hmm. So when you created Agent Solo, did you have this in mind that you could see Agent Solo as an Image comic book? Was that your inspiration? That's my whole Image.
That's my whole inspiration. I always want to be a part of Image Comics. I never could be, because I wasn't all that good yet, and I just created them from really a childhood. I created them back when I was in 1998, July 4th. When I was living in the projects at Argyle Gardens here in Chicago. It was the toughest projects ever. And I sat home, man, I just created this character because I wanted to be a part of Image Comics. And I never could, but I kept on drawing them. Mm-hmm. And I did. Then, I just stuck with them, man. I just kept drawing this character. Then I made a web comic series out of them. Then it just, when the internet
you did? I didn't know that.
Right. When the internet happened, I just posted on the internet and everybody started liking them. Like, I started getting all this fan mail, art fan mail. I'm like,
I saw that in the book, yeah.
So I was like, this started to get crazy. And I was like, I'm on to something here.
Yeah.
So when I did the first one, when I did the first one, the one shot on Kickstarter, it just instantly, I got back to 5 business days of it. Then I said, man, this is getting crazy. I think this is getting real. So then, I started catching the attention of like Rob Liefeld and all these Image guys. And, come on, man, you got Rob Liefeld hitting your inbox telling you, hey, man, I like what you're doing, brother. What?
Right. That's huge. That is huge.
Rob Liefeld hit me up.
Yeah.
You got Mark Silvestri. You got all these guys hitting me up. Oh, man, I like what you're doing. Man, I'm like, is this really real? Or somebody really just, messing with me right now? Somebody hacking my page. And so it just took off from there, man. I just, then when I did the second book here, Rob Liefeld goes on to say he made a post about his favorite black artist. Mm-hmm. He tags me in, he puts me in that list.
Wow.
Of one of his favorite black artists, like the new black artist that's on the rise. And I really liking what he's doing, Raymond Leonard.
Wow.
And so I'm like, and people tagging me.
Did you have a heart attack?
No, dude, did you see what all that just broke? This is when the whole pandemic, broke out, and they did all the riots and stuff. And you just see what he just wrote on his wall. I'm like, what did he write? He just mentioned your name as favorite black artist. I'm like, this is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. Then when I did the campaign, he really just went in. He's like, back my buddy Raymond, you get this free variant, because you just draw Agent Solo. I reposted on my wall, and man, it just went haywire after that, man. It just went haywire.
Man, that's great, floated. Man. That's great, man. I can't wait till I can get back to drawing Jump Kick, man.
Yeah.
I've been busy. I've been busy.
That's no joke, brother.
I actually, this year, man, I started the clothing line, Black Belt Club collection. Yeah, Black Belt Club collection. I started that.
Just make sure that link, man.
Okay.
I love the support. Share it on my wall and stuff, man, because this is what it's all about now, man. This is what it's all about.
And then I got I have my this is my just finished my second year in business as far as running my own karate school. And then I work also full-time jobs also. And then I have my son and then spend time with my lady and we supposed to be getting married. So I have just been smashed. But the funny thing about that is out of everybody, the 2 people who really push me when it comes to Jump Kick, my comic, is my girl and my brother. Both of them be on me about, staying up on my comic. So it's been a few months since I haven't been able to do it, but now things are settling down for me and I'm getting into a rhythm and now I'll be able to, find time to get back on Jump Kick and do some other things, you know. So
one page a day to help you a lot, bro. Trust me.
Oh yeah. So that moves into another question I have for you. So Jump Kick, when I create Jump Kick, it's all digital. But when you do Agent Solo, it doesn't look like you are all digital. It looks like you're still doing the pen and paper.
Yeah, I'm still pen and paper, baby. Look. Thumbnails.
So how come you haven't made the transition over yet? Is that a personal decision or?
My brother, he's more into the digital stuff. He showed me, and I be trying, man. I be like, now you know what, man? Give me my pencil paper, man. I got you know, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning the digital thing because you need it. You might, because you need it that will help you more frequently on your work because it help fasten up the process. But me, when it comes to paper and art, is that that somebody can have this, you can sell this to someone one day.
Right.
Or,
okay.
You might die. Your kids can have this. This is something for your kids to have, and they can take it and have something to sell.
Yeah.
It's something they can do what they want with it because it's building wealth for them. So you always want to have original artwork to sell. You can't sell digital.
Yeah. So I got my original Jump Kick. The original Jump Kick comics that are up. I don't really like them at all. And if it was up to me, I would. I mean, it is up to me, but still, I would prefer to take them down because to me they don't represent the way I draw, really.
Well, no, don't look at it that way. Look at it this way. Look at it this way.
No, it is that way. I'm gonna tell you why. The original Jump Kick was on the normal comic strip. What's the paper called? Lose my train of thought.
What you drew on a newspaper?
No. The
comic book board.
The Bristol board paper. Yeah. So they were on that, and then what I would have to do was I was with my son's mother at the time, so I would draw it on the Bristol board. I had to go to Kinko's, FedEx, and I had to put it on a flash drive, come back to the house, and then I would ink it with a mouse. So the stuff that's on the website now is me drawing with a mouse. So I'm like, oh my God, this looks like I got Bell palsy or something. Like, this is horrible. I can't stand how this art looks.
Are you comfortable drawing? Are you comfortable trying ink digitally, or do you?
Oh no, now I got it. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying one of those digital things, digital boards. I ended up getting one of those in a pen, but now I switched and I went ahead and got an iPad, and I use CSP to draw, and it's a lot better. It's a lot. It's a lot less steps, man. Now CSP is a little hard to get at first, but when you get it, everything clicks, and you be like, damn, this is so much easier. This is so much better. The perspective tools and all the different little tools that they have inside of it.
Digital stuff is very easy. You know what you're doing, and it's a fast process. I'm just old school. I just love drawing.
I feel you.
Inking it with, I got ink, Indian ink. I be splashing stuff on the pages.
Oh man, you got the real stuff. You got the. Oh, so you're not doing just a regular pen. You got the real deep dipping ink.
Yeah,
oh man.
I'm getting.
You taking it back?
Look at the screen on there, light. So I just draw.
I got you, man. I got you. So what's the future for Agent Solo? What do you think? What you got going on for it besides the second book?
I can't tell much. I can't say much. But me and Lightfoot got a deal, and he offered me a deal and I couldn't refuse. So I'm happy about that.
Solo
Toys out.
Okay.
Congratulations. Solo coming in 2021. I got both books coming out, and I got another book I'm working on, but that's not coming out 2021. But I'm working on it. I feel like it's kind of done. I'll share it, but that's just still in the works right now. But I got Violet Bird coming out 2021. I just love creating comics, man. I mean, I'm always doing something, bro.
Yeah, that's good, man. So let me ask you this: what made you go the floppy comic route as opposed to doing a graphic novel for Agent Solo?
It's quicker for people to have a graphic novel. It just take a lot. It take a lot of discipline for you to want to go that route. But when you do regular series like that, you usually make it a graphic novel because you done did book 1, 2, or 3, that's a trade right there on his own.
Yeah.
And you add some extra onto it. And the reason why I told you about you said you don't like your old stuff is that enhance it, bro. Because look, when you get them trades, like if you buy a trade, image trade, or one of them books, they always throw their old artwork in there of that character that's now hot.
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
From how they transition to what they got. So, so don't beat up on old work. Because if you look at Spider-Man, when Stan Lee now was creating that stuff for what's now, you see how Spider-Man grew into this character that everybody loves.
Mm-hmm.
So everything don't start, overnight and
Right.
become great. It all starts from just drawing that character, man, and you build. So if you look at your old work from the new, you're gonna see that, you know what I'm saying, you transition from that to this step, then you'll keep building, and you'll see your steps that you take as you keep making them books.
Okay, for sure. Okay, let's stop talking about comics. Let's stop talking about cartoons. I got something serious I need to talk to you about now, my brother. Okay, so you are a big sports fan.
Yeah.
And you like the White Sox, right? That's your team.
I love the White Sox. Correct.
You like the Blackhawks.
I love the Blackhawks, correct.
You like the Bulls.
Chicago Bulls always.
Now, my first question for you is, how come you don't like the Bears and you like Green Bay?
I knew it was coming.
That's my first question.
Okay.
How did that happen?
Bring it down. I've been this on. I've been this on since a kid. I never did like the Bears. I didn't care for them. I didn't care they won the Super Bowl. I care less. I was always a Packers fan since the McNair Magic Man era. You know what I'm saying? So I just been a Packers fan all life, man. I never been a Bears fan. Never. I never wore Bears fans, Bears colors. None of that. None.
Okay. That's the first question. Number 2, why do you love the Fighting Irish? I don't get it. I don't get it. I know. I don't get it.
I love Notre Dame, man. Everybody tell me, man, you want I do, bro.
Because I've been confused for years. Like, me and you've been friends on Facebook for years. This is the first time we've ever talked to each other. But we've been friends on Facebook for years. And I be scratching my head like, why is this dude, why is he rooting for Notre Dame?
I'm crazy, man. I know I got problems, bro. And everybody tell me, like, man, you one crazy dude, man. Like, you a Packers fan from Chicago.
Right.
And I would look, and I would wear my Packers colors around. They're like, man, you one bad dude, boy. You right here. You know what's gonna happen to you, boy? I said, man, I want somebody to do something to me. I would bump heads with Bear fan when I'm out with my girl. She'd be like, I'm going back. Yeah. Who won? Who won though? We up in Hooters. Who won? Who won though? You know. I don't back down. I don't back down from no teams, man. With my Notre Dame hats, and I just love these teams. I've been loving these teams when I was a kid. I started from a kid. It's just like these teams are, they just don't give up. They always the underdog, and I just they just happen from there. They were underdog teams.
So I remember a couple years ago, Michigan. I'm a big Michigan fan. My brother is a Michigan State fan.
Oh, you guys, you Michigan State, boy.
I can't. I ain't gonna even talk about Michigan State. I'm not. You know what? It's time for him to go. Like, this is it. Like, when we lost to Michigan State.
We had this discussion on the wall.
Yeah.
You have no idea who you have. You have a Harbaugh brother, and they are paying, and you know what? And I told you that. You like, well, you give a chance. Hey man,
go. After we lost to Michigan State this year, is when I was like, okay, he got to go now, because
he's trying to run out the NFL team. That's not an NFL team.
The thing about Michigan, though, the culture at Michigan is odd, because they only look at Ohio State as the big game for them. And I'm like, when I talk to people that went to Michigan, like, no, you got to be serious about beating Michigan State. You got to be serious about beating Notre Dame, and you got to be serious about beating Ohio State. You can't be lax. You can't, no, nope. we gotta win. You gotta be, but they don't. They be lax. They don't take it
relax.
seriously.
They
don't take it seriously.
Defense, you had a good defense now. I give it to the D. You had some good D. But that Harbaugh, man.
Yeah, I'm assuming
he's trying to run like an NFL team.
I think he about to be out of here. I think he about to be out now. I think he about to be
all
out.
that money.
Yeah,
they can have a lot of money, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something else, man. I'm gonna tell you something else. When it comes to the NFL now, people, I don't really think there's gonna be too many brothers that's going to stand up and defend the Lions to you, like, because you be killing the Lions with the Green Bay. I'm saying, we know. I'm not expecting to win. I'm like, I know we gonna lose. Like, I'm not. Like, that's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm gonna get hyped for.
I gotta keep it real. I should cool them. But you Lions, y'all give us some problems though. Now,
the Lions some bullshit.
Y'all just some push man, y'all.
I can't stand. I've been tired of Matthew Stafford for about 9-10 years now. I've been tired of Matthew Stafford.
They don't want to let him go, bro.
I know because they believe that he is their version of Aaron Rodgers. He's not. He's not of that caliber at all.
He's not. But that's how it be. Sometimes they want that hope. And they need to give up. But that coach, he got some nerves to what was the old coach name that got y'all to the Super Bowl? Caldwell. He had some nerve to put that man down and blame him for what the Lions are. He only got the Lions to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That man, they did him wrong. He shouldn't even got fired. It wasn't his fault. That was the organization's fault. Not get the players that they really need. They got rid of that brother for no reason. He didn't want to get them to the playoffs. And I still say to this day, even though I'm a Packers fan, I can kill it for the Lions. You know that. But y'all got robbed. Y'all got robbed against Dallas. They robbed y'all against Dallas. They robbed. I feel so.
We got robbed against Chicago. We got robbed against Chicago with the complete. What they call it? Complete the process when Calvin caught the touchdown in the end zone, put the ball down and stood up, and they're like, nah, that ain't the touchdown. Yeah,
they robbed y'all a lot of times. Y'all got robbed at the Seattle game. That pass.
It's a whole bunch. You got too many. We gotta have a whole list of the times that the Lions got robbed. Or it's just some made up, rule that nobody has ever heard of before.
Look, even as a Packers fan, y'all got robbed when Ed Rodgers did the bomb on y'all, man.
Because he didn't get hit in the face.
Right. That was a magic play call, but I hate we had to do it to y'all, man. But that's how football is, bro. I mean, it's ridiculous now. Sometimes it's not fun to watch because you're like, man, they got all these ghost calls and
what the Lions killed me. The Lions killed me. Like, I don't get mad when I watch the Lions games no more, but I'm just like, I expect it.
Well, expect do the same to me, bro. You see obvious times. I be like, man.
But you know the difference. The difference between the Lions and the Packers is there is still a chance that y'all can still go to the playoffs every year. It's a chance y'all can go to the playoffs. It's a chance y'all can win the division. It's a chance y'all can win and go to the Super Bowl. It's always that chance. It's no chance for the Lions. It's none. We don't have nothing to look forward to.
I don't know what it is with Detroit, man. It's like they don't want their team to win or something, bro. I just don't know. They need to get rid of
It's the ownership.
It's the owners. You need to go. He thought what it was. He thought because he's coming from where he come from the Patriots.
He can't. Yeah. He came from the people.
Everybody thought he was gonna be this guru Belichick.
Nah,
right.
That didn't happen.
Collins was the truth. That black man.
Caldwell. Yeah.
He got y'all in shape. And he took y'all to the playoffs.
They thought that they could do better, but that's what happens. A lot of times, black coaches and black quarterbacks, you damn near have to be perfect. They overlook.
Like I said, race is real. Let me tell you why race is real, because the Bears. Let me use the Bears for example. They passed up on Patrick Mahomes, and they passed up on Deshaun Watson. Two good black quarterbacks. Who did they get?
I don't even know who's their quarterback right now. Was it
They got Mitch. They chose Mitch Trubisky. because they won the Great White Hope quarterback.
Well, I mean, you sometimes you get what you deserve, man.
They got what they deserve. That's why I was coming to.
Yeah, so. All right, so we about to wrap this up. Once again, this is Fist Kicks and Flicks. Eugene Plowden, guest host Raymond Leonard. Don't forget, check out Agent Solo.
Yes.
Also, check out his Indiegogo. If you haven't got the books, can you still get the first book also, right?
Yes, you can get it on when you go on Indiegogo, Agent Solo, Indiegogo, Under Siege. You can get both books for $20, or you get the digital pack for $10.
Okay. And then also, it is the holiday season, people, so you guys can go to blackbeltclothes.com and check out the gear that's there. And don't forget to check out all of our shows on the Martial Arts in the Network. CTE, make sure you check out CTE also, because CTE yesterday had a good conversation. Actually, it dropped today. Their latest episode dropped today. They had a really, really good conversation about, operating your martial arts school during this pandemic. And, they played some audio, and they just kind of went back and forth talking about, I don't remember the guy's name, what he was talking about. It's an interesting conversation. Just check out CTE.
I got one more question to ask you. Do you guys do, since it's the pandemic, do you guys do online, like, classes, like teaching classes?
Yeah, so basically, that's exactly what I did, man. So, when the pandemic first hit, I shut down because, we thought it was just going to be shut down for a couple of weeks at first. So I was like, okay, I remember the last time I taught was March 12th. And I was like, okay, we're going to have class like April 2nd or April 3rd or whatever. I'm like, okay, we're going to shut down for a couple of weeks and then we'll be back. So when April came and May and stuff started getting worse and worse and worse, people didn't really know what to do. So, I was just sitting back and waiting. And then in June, when it got hot, I decided to say, okay, I'm going to, have classes outside. So I found a park. So now I don't have to pay rent, because the place that I have classes, I don't have my own building. I rent out at a rec center. I rent out the upstairs of a rec center, and they were closed. And, so I couldn't teach in there. So what I did, I found a park that was pretty much in the same neighborhood around the corner from the rec center. We just met up at the park, and I had my classes there. And I also had the classes on Zoom. So for the people who weren't comfortable coming to the park, I said, okay, Mondays and Wednesdays we're on Zoom. Tuesdays and Thursdays we're at the park. And man, between June and November, I signed up a good 30 kids, 30 new students.
Wow.
So yeah, man. So it just kind of came in, and now that we're shut down again here in Michigan, so we're not having inside. So now I'm just straight Zoom right now. So I'm in my living room. I have my classes here. I got 4 classes. I had my classes here, and they log in, log off. I had testing tonight. I got another testing tomorrow for some of my kids. And I mean, it's easy. Like, I have no problems doing Zoom. So I don't understand like why more karate schools just don't just fall back, have your classes on Zoom, divide it up however you can. And it is what it is. You got to be creative how you teach the kids and how you can keep their attention. So yeah, man. So I have no problem, having my classes on Zoom, and even still, when we went back in, because we opened back up in October. So I went back in, but I still had some parents who weren't comfortable coming inside. So I said, okay, I'm going to still keep the Zoom classes going. So on Tuesdays and so right now I have Zoom on Mondays and Thursdays, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays we're in person. But like I said, I got 4 classes. So I just divided up, and so all of the kids, one day they're in person with me, the next time they come to class, they're on Zoom. So we just, they're used to it now. So it's no big deal.
Okay. Yeah. Man, I'm glad. Man, like I said, I see the videos. I'm like, man, he got this training camp going on, bro.
Yeah, man. You got to make sure that you got multiple streams of income coming in, man. So hopefully, sometime my plan for next year is to have the clothing line really, really pick up. I want to do some more podcasts. I got a couple other shows. I want to do one called The Big Kids. The Big Kid podcast, and it's pretty much just me and 3 or 4 other cartoonists, and we talking about the TV shows, the comic TV shows, the comic books, the art. Oh, for sure, for sure. So I got a couple other things I'm working on, and of course I got to get back to Jump Kick, man, because that's my way of getting my humor out. And my brother Trav, and my girl Queen Crystal, they always let me know when I'm pushing the envelope on some of the jokes that I do. They always say, "Hey, that's a little bit too close," because some kids is reading this stuff also. So it's
it's hard to balance stuff out.
Yeah, because I know. But see,
I get carried away, man. I got somebody get shot in the head, man. I'm like, oh man, I can't. Because some stuff I had to change over. Because I gotta think that it's kids. Might get this book. I gotta keep a little bit.
It's kind of interesting, man, because we're kind of in the same boat, man. Most of the people who read comics are not little kids anymore; it's adults. But
we're from the 70s,
right? But a parent will get a comic book because they just see the cartoon and they just give it to their kid,
right,
not paying attention to.
They want to touch screens and games. They into that stuff like that.
Exactly. So at the same time, I always can tell when adults are reading the comic, because I will have, if I make a joke that's a little blue, man, the views go up. I look up and like, damn, 200 people, 200 people didn't read it today, So I'm like, damn.
Right.
So I already know. I know the guys really like it when I go blue. Women like it when I have the different relationship jokes that I make in Jump Kick. So I get all that feedback and I see it. So it's like, okay, so what do how do I focus on kids when I know kids aren't really reading this right now? So
right.
But I did have a martial artist reach out to me and say, hey man, me and my son, me and my daughter, we read Jump Kick every morning. And I'm like, okay.
It all depends on the parenting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this, for humor. Take it serious. So you really can't. You can't just make it. It's not gonna be like that, because if everything was friendly, come on, it wasn't friendly when they made Batman. Batman lost his family in front of his face. They got gunned down.
Right.
They want to keep friendly about that. But they still marketed. They still took the way to market it towards kids without. They do it in such a nice kind of way, but they still kind of let you know Batman's people was killed.
Yeah.
But they do it in a friendly manner when it comes to kids. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at all these heroes, everybody it was all gruesome. Whatever. Everything was sugarcoated. Like Spider-Man. He lost his parents. It just
everybody got something. Something happened. Fucked up to just about every superhero all the time, man. But you know what? But see, that's why I was reading the Age of Solo. I had to read back to him. I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't even talk about the origin of this guy.
Yeah, that's coming. Everything, I got it.
But see, I like that, because that's different. Because most of the time,
you'll see it. I'm gonna give you a little something about him in each issue. But I got a zero issue.
Okay.
I got in the works, so you'll get to really know who he was. But I'm giving you snips.
Yeah, I see that. I had to go back and look at it and say, wait a minute, he didn't. Oh, that's sweet. He didn't do like what a lot of people do. They do the origin story in the first book, so.
Zero, you'll get, like I said, second book. When you get that second book, you'll see that I put it in there. I put a little origin in there so you'll know where he's coming from.
Okay.
It's in there.
So all right, everybody. So we're about to sign off.
Thank you. I'm glad to be on here, man. It's a pleasure, brother.
So for everybody here at the Martial Arts Internet Network, I want you guys to make sure that you guys stay safe, stay strong, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Hey man, that was fun.
Thanks, brother.